What's going on, everybody? It's your trading update for December 30th as we go into New Year's Eve, which, by the way, is going to be a full day. We see the markets pulling back slightly here. We take a look at the SPY for the last 2 days. We can see 208. 208 was really an area that we've kind of held up for quite some time. So we go back 10 days here, we can see 208. Again, a lot of activity around this particular area. The question is where is the next leg going to be? Are we going to get a move down here, or are we going to get a push up to new heights on, the indexes? I would bet on higher here as we get into January, but who knows? We'll see. One thing coming into the close is pretty interesting is the action in these bank stocks. So if you take a look at Bank of America, let's go down to intraday time frame. So if you take a look at this Bank of America, these things are all pretty strong. J.P. Morgan is one of them that's very strong, and this is while the market is actually, showing some weakness under 208. We take a look at Citigroup as well. This thing is catching a bit under this 55. Most of these names, though, like if you look at this JPM and this Citigroup, if you look at it for the past month, like this is the area. This is like the area, that they've been trying to get over for quite some time. So there's a lot of action here. Personally, I think there's a lot of larger players that are slowly building positions long in these for a good year, for the banks for 2015. We'll go ahead and see. I can see JPM, up to $70. I can see the Citigroup at $60. GS definitely over $200. So, these are going to be interesting to watch in the coming months. Some other activity today, if you take a look at the gold, precious metals were up off a gap this morning. So if we go back to today's action, some of the miners were pretty bullish this morning, as well as into the afternoon. Some weakness around has been Green Mountain, names like CRM, Apple too. If you look at this thing for the past 2 days, significant dump here from that big spike up a couple of days ago. So you remember this move right here, where the SPY kind of took off as well. Apple was pretty much one of the only active stocks that particular day. I spent today shorting Priceline. So I was looking obviously at this ridiculous rally here in the last 10 days on Priceline, figuring she needed to pull back. Yesterday she looked super bullish here, or I should say Friday, over 1165. She even hit 1170, I believe. She almost hit that, and then closed at like 1160. The only reason why I wanted to short this was the action in Google, like end of day yesterday. And remember, this is another, seriously floated up stock from the lows here, 40, 50 point move. She started selling off into the close, and so did the Priceline. So this morning, I went ahead and, got some feelers in a Priceline 1145 put. So let me go ahead and show that trade to you guys, and then we'll kill for the day. Okay, so this was the option right here. It's trading at around 580 right now. Now off the open, and we go ahead and take a look at this trade viewer. We look back down at the open. So you notice me starting to get in. Remember, these are buy orders, and then you get the red as sell orders. Sell orders are going to come in green because remember you're selling out of these positions. So you notice me buying slowly, like a couple of contracts here and there. And the only reason I was doing that was because as this thing floated down towards like 1150, this is where I really wanted to short it, because if you look over the past 5 days, every time she kind of gets down here, she kind of just floats right back up. So 1150, 1152 right here, even got down here this morning. This is 1154, and then spiked up 20 points on me. I think this was the last spike up here to rope in all those last bunch of suckers on the long side before they washed everybody out. So if you go back to the day's action here, you can see I'm slowly buying into it, right, at around $3. And then again, I'm still continuing. This is around 10 o'clock here. So all during this move, and then especially during this consolidation period here, I'm just collecting, slowly collecting. I might sell out of a little here and there because sometimes you get kind of scared. Priceline spreads are nuts. I mean, look at the difference here between these buy and sell orders, right? If this was a regular 5-cent spread option, you would see all these orders going off very close to one another. Here, it's a different story. It's $2, 250, 290, $3, 380. All right, so you go all the way up here towards the sells, and this is where it started selling out at around $5. And this is when the stock hit, stock hit a low of around 1148, consolidated here a little bit, and then dropped down again. So I caught some nicer sells too, 550, 570 off that next move, and then I caught a high sell of about $7 here. So again, pretty good trade, not bad at all. I made about 10, 15 grand on that particular trade. Going forward here, looking for some dip buys in some of these social media names. So if you take a look at this Facebook, and again, you go back to 10 days here, you can see this big pump up to $82. You see the same thing on LinkedIn. This thing got to fresh all-time highs up here, 242. So I think there's still bullishness into these names. I think there's necessary washing out, which is going on right now. So I'm looking to dip buy some of these, provided the market has another leg up. Closed out a pretty big trade on Chipotle yesterday. This is something that I'm going to go ahead and do some trade reviews for our premium members. But as you can see, this thing went on a monster 40-point run after consolidating for months here. So if you go back to 6 months here, this thing has done nothing. Nice washout here when they took the market down to about, I believe it was 198 or something like that on the SPY, and then this thing ripped right back. So finally broke out. All-time highs are around $700. I think she gets there soon. I think this is another good dip buy trade as well. All right, so going into New Year's Eve, guys, enjoy times with the time with the family and all that kind of stuff. Get ready for the new year. Tomorrow should probably be pretty dead. I wouldn't look for too much action after, let's say, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I still think they should do a half a day here. And then we'll come back, see you guys on Friday here, and we're looking forward to seeing you around in the Lucci community in the new year. Take care, everybody.